You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned into the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. The entire crew is here. Starting off with my man, Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. And before we get started, justice for Juicy.
I knew you. I knew
Juicy got him going crazy.
No, hey, man, Juicy just need to do his time. He in Cook County. He got 5 months. He'll probably do 30 days. Just shut up, fam.
They putting him in the hole or no?
No, he'd be all right.
Okay, I was just checking.
Do your time. Don't let the time do you, Juicy.
I heard that.
What's Time's name?
Stop, man.
Outfitting.
Longevity,
Maybe not.
how are you, sir?
I'm swell. Thank
Swell. Good to see you, my brother, as always.
you. Yeah.
DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
Yeah.
All right, Jay Moore got the giggles.
It's
No,
a
I'm
good
sorry,
time.
you
It's a
know.
good time. You know?
He laughing at somebody else's pain right now.
No, shout out
That's
to
cool,
Juicy
though.
and his whole family. I know they're going through it. You know, they all light-skinned and well-spoken.
See,
Man,
you sound
5
something like a
months-
hater right now.
5
You
months is a
sound
walk
something-
in the park,
Like
man.
I said, it's Cook County. They got real killers to deal with in there.
Come
He
on.
going to be out in 30 days. He'll be all right.
Y'all, hey, I wish he would.
I hate to be that guy because I don't want to get jumped on
Yeah.
by
The community.
yeah. What's my girl's name?
Who that?
That was on the HBO show this last season. They wore the AKA outfit and they was mad at her.
Oh man, because they gave her the blue.
Amanda Seals.
Amanda
I don't
Seals.
want to make Amanda Seals mad at me, but
Whatever.
I mean, you don't make up a story and then just think you're supposed to walk away scot-free. And I understand she's comparing it to other
Yeah.
struggles and things of that nature.
The
Look,
Nigerians turned on him. Like they came
on,
up,
man.
they had videotape and had
Man.
receipts of when they bought
Come
the
on,
rope and
man.
the MAGA hats. Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, man.
Exposure.
He's
Hey.
guilty.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Get him up out of here. Let him do his little 5 months.
Do the
I
5.
told you he ain't gonna do no 5 months.
He ain't.
He just need to be quiet.
Just shut up.
The more he talked, the more.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Tonight is the night.
Old girl from
Stop,
Full
man.
House deal with like 10 days, if that.
Yeah. Lauren or whatever.
Yeah.
Aunt Becky.
Becky.
Yeah. You know, she
They put Aunt Becky in the hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was like bribing colleges for her kids or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I forgot
Got
about
caught.
that.
Did the hard time, 10 days.
She was still in that university paper, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Probably staying in a place nicer than my house.
Probably for sure.
Absolutely.
You know how they do.
Shout out to the homie Red August who's back in the building doing his 𝗀𝗃 on the production. We appreciate you as always, sir.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for anybody that vacations in the expensive parts of the country during the fall and goes fishing and wears boat shoes.
The Kanye shoes.
No, not
No,
those shoes.
no.
Curious
not them.
George's.
No, like the what are those called? The boats. That's what they used to
Crocs?
call them back in the day. Boats.
Boat shoes. There's actual boat shoes.
Yeah.
I don't. Are they shaped like boats?
No, they just call them boats.
God, I don't even know what these are.
Get you a nice fit with
Not
them
to
too.
be
Crispy.
confused with
Are these socks,
with duck
sockless
boots.
shoes?
Nah, not duck boots at all.
No.
You remember? You
So they're
People
like
probably do
Uggs.
wear.
you've had a pair of boat shoes before in your life.
I had some. I
guarantee
ain't gonna
you
lie.
have.
I had some.
I had a couple
I
pair.
grew up in the suburbs. I had some duck boots too.
Yeah.
Duck boots are fly.
Yeah, I was freaking them duck boots.
What was that?
I'm not mad at the duck boots. I'm not mad at that.
Clark's. I had some Clark's.
Those are wallabies.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not them.
No, I had Clark's. Not Wallabies.
Okay,
Oh,
just the
yeah,
brand.
that was just the
Clark's.
brand,
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nah, not
The
those.
Well, then
Wallaby
I've
is a
never had
specific product line with.
I can see you wearing some. I can
Oh,
see.
they are?
Yeah.
I can see you wearing some Wallabies with like a
No.
3X T-shirt and.
Who?
A 3XT.
That's not even believable.
No.
I don't know, man. I can see you teaching your Ableton class in some Wallabies and a 3X white
a
T-shirt.
fresh gas station T-shirt.
Yeah, fresh out the package, sagging. Talking about, hey, welcome to Ableton. All right,
When'd you get to lying so much?
huh? I don't be lying, man.
Mama don't like it.
You don't.
Mm.
All right,
Man, that's
man.
what got Juicy caught up. Just lying for no reason at all.
Why you,
For no reason.
why you still on Juicy, man? Let that man live and do his time in the hole.
All right.
Putting the comparables together here.
I feel you. I feel you.
Apples, apples.
Word.
All right, man. Let's go. Let's go ahead and jump into this rundown. Yeah, I don't know if he go by Rose or I don't know what you call Rick Ross at this point. Is it Rick Ross? Is it
Chicken,
Rose?
man.
Rick
or-
Ross.
He sells chicken.
He sell chicken. He got
bought
real
He
estate.
bought a single like piece of livestock and about to create a livestock empire.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you one thing,
He
Rick
cuts
Ross
down
is,
his own trees.
Yeah.
His portfolio though is one to
Can't
be
front on
reckoned
it.
with. I cannot front on it. The brother.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, the brother's done well. But he was being interviewed. A question came up. So I'll pose this question and see what you all think. Someone says, do you think hip hop will ever embrace the LGBT community fully? And then Ross answered quickly and was like, I believe hip hop has already embraced it without a doubt. So when I read that, I thought about some of the conversations that we've had, about the Lil Nas X phase and the video and all the stuff that he had in the backlash. I don't know if I agree with how easy Ross said this based off the trends and certain things that we see. What do y'all think about that when you hear Ross say that? Jay Moore, I'll come to you first. Is that legit?
I think it is legit.
Okay.
Being on the, between my time in radio and records and, working in clubs and concert venues, you got to understand you're always going to be around gay people.
Right.
And as far as was anybody really surprised when DeBrat came out as gay?
Come on now.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, so I think we've always had people within the industry, high up in the industry, if you will, who have been gay. And you know what? People have just dealt with it. I don't think there's been a time where it'd be like, what? So-and-so is gay. Well, I'm not going to perform here. It's never been like that. Between all the managers and stylists and people who work in the companies and who, maybe record reps, you would be foolish to think that you could be out here working in entertainment and say, well, I've never seen any gay stuff in hip hop. That would be foolish for you to even say out loud. Everybody who works in hip hop, whether they knew it or not at the time, has a picture or there's video of you with somebody who's gay. I remember I want to say it was 𝗏𝗏 that Biggie Smalls was in, and they're shooting dice on the corner with the Timberlands, looking real Brooklyn with it. 20 years later, Dream Hampton, or I want to say Dream Hampton, shout out to her, pointed out that one of the dudes who's in this particular picture that says used as an advertisement, that dude is gay, standing right there next to, Notorious B.I.G. So I think there are some fans that don't believe that, their favorites have been around and have been accepting of people of who are of the community. I don't like to throw out all the letters and the pluses and all that because I don't want to get it mixed up because it changes enough to where I don't want to offend anybody, regardless of what I just said about Juicy.
Right.
But I think I really think hip hop, honestly, because hip hop has accepted homosexuality so much behind the scenes just because that's a part of the infrastructure of hip hop that when so and so comes out as gay or you find out somebody, I don't think it's a big deal anymore. The only thing that made it kind of wild with Lil Nas X is because we found out immediately. Well, no, we didn't, because we didn't know until Old Town Road had already been number one for 12 weeks or whatever. And then he goes from being a cowboy to being hella gay in his next big look. But I mean, I honestly, I don't think it's a big. I mean, maybe I take that back. For male rappers, it's still a bit of a taboo. You think about when you listen to female rappers, they talk about kicking it with girls all the time, even if they're straight. You'll never hear a straight male rapper talking about doing some gay stuff just on the low. That's different. True. But you'll hear there's a part in a song that's like, I ain't gay, but I let it.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to fill in the words because, I'm not trying to do no extra work for the sentence. but for real, you hear my girl got a girlfriend. You hear female rappers talk about, engaging in lesbian behavior all the time. I do think it's still taboo, so I'm going to walk it back a little bit. You'll never hear a straight male rapper talk about getting it popping with another man just for a look.
Jump in there, Lone. What you think?
I actually completely disagree with Jay.
Okay, talk to me.
I mean, not completely, but I think it depends on how we define these things, right? Because if we're talking about just the way the industry works, I don't think that it really halts for anybody as long as there's money behind it.
True.
But if we're talking about fans, which I know you kind of mentioned a little bit, I mean, all we have to do is go to our comments section on our podcast. And it's like, no, I mean, hip hop, as far as fans, especially anybody older than 50, is super against, maybe not even against, but just super homophobic.
Not even older than 50.
Yeah, I know, but don't even care about it. And let's not even mention trans, because we're just talking about gay. We're just talking about, but trans is not accepted at all. Period. Right. So I don't think we're anywhere close to that. I think I think women being
sexually fluid.
Yeah, I think that's just because I don't know. Women are kind of controlling their own narrative in that space right now a little bit, and I think they have a little bit more. I know this could be butchered, but I feel like they have a little bit more freedom to be open about these things.
No, you even when you take it out of celebrity in hip hop, like I'm not sure who y'all have talked to, but I know women who are married to men right now who say, I did a little experimenting, and that didn't stop them from doing what they got to do. But if you don't hear a dude say, I got it popping with another dude my freshman year, I ain't like it though.
It's a whole lot more provocative to hear a woman talk about being with a woman.
Exactly.
Accepted,
and I think it's
versus
to men and women.
But I think it's because it's a man's quote unquote industry. Like we're speaking about it from the man's angle. Like we're used to, I think it's something that's not really spoken about. I think it's gotten a little bit more open as far as the artists that have come out and done it. Kevin Abstract is gay. I don't even want to mention Tyler. I don't even know because he trolls so much. He's probably straight, or maybe he's not. We don't know.
His troll game is high.
And then there's the Isaiah Rashad stuff, which who knows how he's doing. Hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, true. Because somebody put him out there, and I ain't
heard from dude since, like no tweets or anything. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his.
But like Kevin Abstract was one of the first rappers that I saw that was like super open about it. He's in Brockhampton, if you're familiar with that group. And I feel like the younger generation is a lot more progressive than what even our generation is. It's just like they're growing up with it as a part of the culture. It's more so acceptable. They kind of, I don't know. When we grew up, it wasn't mainstream. It wasn't mainstream like that, So,
I agree with that. Yeah.
It's almost nowadays, I hate to say it, kind of a popularity contest to even say that you are in some cases.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, there's so many layers to that.
Yeah, it is.
I had a
on something though
conversation with as far as this is kind of a renaissance, if you will, for Black creatives as far as getting things on television.
Right.
But it seems to be one underlying thread that's in every single TV show. And it's almost like I wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
As far as I'm introducing
the how is what I
kind of like the new Bel-Air has Ashley playing. Well, she hasn't necessarily came out as gay, but she's definitely bi-curious.
Yeah, but that's when I wasn't surprised by that. Nah. I was waiting for it to happen because that seems to be the trend right now.
To Lone's point, as we speak about eras and how things have changed, that would have been the shock meter would have been on 100. 15 years,
put that
20
on
years
Time
ago.
magazine. Remember when Ellen's said she was gay? They put on the cover of magazines.
I think, but I think the reason
it's not a big deal now.
I think the reason why it's kind of annoying sometimes is because we can tell that they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah. It's pandering.
Agreed.
It's not that it's not like that it doesn't belong or anything. It's just that a lot of times it seems like they are intentionally putting different demographic groups.
That's
whatever it
true.
is.
I agree with that.
That's the part. It's kind of like okay.
I don't have a problem with it. Unless it comes off as lazy storytelling.
Yeah, for sure.
I felt like when all of a sudden there was a show called How I Got Away with Murder. I don't know if it still comes on with and then all of a sudden like the main character Annalise Keating, they was like, she was gay in college or whatever. I was like, this doesn't fit. Like it doesn't
fit anything.
Like, so I it wasn't that they introduced her as engaging in homosexual behavior, but I thought this is lazy storytelling.
There's sometimes I'm caught off guard. When I say off guard, I know what you mean when you say you're looking for or it's going to come. Like, what's my boy's name in Eternals?
Oh yeah,
that has the husband.
Oh yeah,
you're from Atlanta.
Yeah, my boy. I can't think of my boy's name.
Oh,
dope actor though. Yeah, he's cold.
He's been killing it.
Like I saw that, I was like, oh okay, and then
kind of like the new Spider-Man is not Spider-Man, but Superman is gay. Like it has to be written in. But I think we're getting a little further away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's not.
But go ahead, Terry. Do you have anything on just the concept?
I mean, it's always been in the culture, but it hasn't been out in the culture, so to speak. So like, I mean, even down to the fashion, everybody was very into Versace. Versace was an openly gay clothing designer. Biggie rapped about wearing Versace. A lot of other rappers rapped about wearing
Biggie
Versace.
and Pac.
Pac too. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're rubbing elbows. It's like this is way before even rap. Club 54. You know, there was a lot of different things going on there, but that was part of the entertainment culture.
Yeah.
That was just the visual. That's what everybody could see, but that's kept going on behind the scenes regardless,
right?
Whether you're seeing it or not. So these are the people that are actually running the music business. They're probably even to protect their bottom line and their dollar are telling people to not be open about whatever's going on out here. Don't talk about it, blah, 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 because they got to protect their pockets as well. I mean, there's always been talks about things going on in hip hop that nobody knows about that other people don't talk about either. Because it's like, I mean, it's a community or a fraternity, so to speak, where things that happen don't necessarily come out in the blue. I mean, I've even heard stories about Rick Ross being kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they say that, you know, they say you either have to do one or two things if you want to really be put on. That's either start worshiping the devil or be gay.
I swear.
And the thing is, I know there's some gay people who are like, you know, where's my record deal?
No,
you know,
but I mean, I just think I don't think it's openly acceptable for like this machismo male hip hop artist to come out and all of a sudden he's Omar from The Wire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. No. I kind of see cliche or things that are just create a buzz happening as far as, oh, this guy came out and he's gay. But there's not any older people or people that you've known about that are coming out saying that they were gay. The only person that was caught up, never really even came out and said anything, was Mr. C.
Yeah.
And that's because he was caught up on multiple times.
Yeah.
But he
law
never,
enforcement got involved.
He never came out and specifically said that I'm gay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the incidents where he was caught up with were trending that way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see anybody older in the business coming out, male wise. I could probably see a female MC or somebody coming out saying that might be the case, but I don't really see any males coming out up front to say that they're gay, versus the younger kids coming up that are more open to being. You mean
more
like,
established, older?
Yeah, more established.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at this point in their career, it doesn't benefit them either which way,
right.
to say that I'm gay or not. I mean, because that ship is already sailed and they are who they are. And personally, I don't think that they would want their business out there like that if they've already made it this far without it being public eye. I don't know.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Shannon is really good. And like anybody that can sit in front of Dame and somewhat tolerate Dame and keep Dame on track, I got to give you peace. Because we know Dame is a live wire anytime he's interviewed. So Dame has some interesting comments about, you know, social media and rap beef and, you know, what he was actually listed as deadly rap beef, which is, we've been seeing a lot. We've talked about so much in terms of these young boys out here acting crazy. But Dame had a couple comments I want to read to you all and see what you think. I think he's spot on. And we can kind of dive in on this. So as it relates to the beef, he says it's an algorithm that needs to be stopped. He says if you like to look at trolling and beef and it pops up on your phone, the algorithms are what's controlling us now. It's a program. It's knowing how to trigger people, and it's profitable off our dysfunction. And then Shannon goes on to say, well, what do you think would be an alternative to that? Because we know how ads pop up and it steers you towards things that you like. We see that all the time. Dame said YouTube should stop paying when people put out beef. Instead, people paying attention to the negative algorithm, they should pay attention to a positive one. So
well, who determines what that is?
That's the question. Because he's saying with YouTube, how about you strip away the pay for anything that's posted that pushes beef? Oh, they do?
Anything that is mentioning specific violence or guns or death or anything like that
That's
is
demonetized?
it's not monetized.
Okay.
Or the only monetization you can get from it is like YouTube Premium or it gets a yellow mark on it, which means that it doesn't get fully monetized. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up and list it here in a second while you guys talk about it. But yeah, it's a laundry list of stuff that you can't monetize already on YouTube.
Aha.
Doesn't mean that people can't click on it.
Yeah.
You can still watch it.
You know what I mean?
The impact, you still gonna see it. What?
But some people take their monetization. Like I've said this more than once on this show. There are people that they take they'll take money over. I'm sorry, they'll take attention over money.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, especially in this era, cloud is king.
Yeah,
we see that every day with IG.
Yeah, cloud is king.
There's so many people that aren't on.
Mm-hmm.
That fake it till they make it.
Yeah. So there are plenty of people who are just like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll put this out there. Maybe I'm not going to get my hay penny for for this click.
Yeah.
But I'll get the attention, and I'll they live for the comments and the attention.
What do you think?
The
Jay,
money's not even that important to them. That's what's messed up.
What do you think as it relates to Dame talking about the algorithm and the things that we see? Because I could think of there's a handful of bloggers that push that foolishness and live off of it, and have become famous off of it.
I mean, the net in itself is World Star now. Like nobody has to go to World Star to see World Star stuff.
No,
you know
they
what I'm
don't.
saying? It's wide open. So, I mean, I don't think there's a way that you're going to be able to stop that from being seen, regardless of whatever algorithm that you use. Because if people are still searching it, the algorithm doesn't have a life. It doesn't breathe a life. It's just picking up what people are looking for. So it's going to mathematically keep showing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you can say an algorithm and you can go in there and fix it, because people are going to find a way around that regardless.
Yeah, but I understand what Dame is saying though, because he's really kind of saying let's not incentivize it so that people can kind of let's make it harder. Yeah. I guess essentially, and I can agree with that portion of it, because I do absolutely feel like we're incentivized in general, even still, just on regular social media platforms, to
desensitized to it.
Well, we are, but but to keep attention in any way possible. Like that's what the algorithm is built for. It's like, how can I keep people's attention? And so, even though I said I'm almost done, I'm getting ready to. Hopefully, the internet's not dying too bad. But
the list you were talking about,
yeah, like what is demonetized or what you can't monetize on it. But it's still. I still feel like we're still incentivized for chasing clicks, whatever that is,
even if we're not getting paid for it.
And there's ways around. Wrong channel.
I mean, essentially, beef has been one of regardless if it leads to death or not, beef has been one of the staples of hip hop. To say that you're the best, you have to battle against somebody. So that's not necessarily a beef to where I want to kill you, shoot you, or do something harm to you, but there is a lyrical beef, so to speak. Now that's escalated, right? The back and forth, the camaraderie that way, but it's escalated now to where when you bring like drill rap into it, and this didn't start it. I want to be clear about that, because a lot of people give drill rap a hard time and act like, oh, this is when it started right now. No, it's been going on for a long time. It's just drill rap is a little more direct with it, as far as like if somebody ends up dying and now I'm going to put them in my rap saying I'm smoking on such and such.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that is, personally, that's out of line. I don't think that's necessarily the way to go. Even Wallow, who does the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly the Kid, he actually broke down talking to Dirk about forgiving somebody for killing his brother.
Very powerful segment.
Trying to pretty much give some game to Dirk, like, please don't let this stuff that you're talking about lead you down that path to actually killing people, because I know what you rap about, and the people in Chicago, they do that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you're telling a story or not, you're literally creating the soundscape for somebody else to go out and do it. regardless if you're gonna do it or not. So I think that in itself is irresponsible. But we can't sit back and act like it's not something they're doing it like he's saying because it sells, obviously. But I don't really think there's no way to pinpoint it and just get it up out of here like that. I just don't see it.
I think it's even being it's magnified now because if you go to YouTube and just look and just search Whack 100, his name will pop up in 12 or 13 Clubhouse videos, and in the title it'll say Whack 100 beefing with XYZ's person from his clique or whatever, and there's 14 or 15 of these. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's always going to be the case where if you know where to get it, you're going to be able to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't think you should incentivize it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Beef and hip hop though is essentially
has always been
the gossip is essentially the gossip part of other parts of entertainment. Yeah. So when you talk about such and such sleeping with such and such and they're going at it and we're on this reality TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, every aspect of entertainment has the same thing. They just call them different terms.
Go ahead along with the I know you put up some, did your data come up?
Yeah, so there's lots of things that every time you upload a video and you are a monetized channel. So controversial issues. So if you have content about controversial issues that are not visibly disturbing, yet may contain descriptive language, limited ads. If you have content that is educational or documents content that's a public service announcement about drug trade or anything like that, or if you discuss terrorist attacks, anything like that, not monetized. Anything that's firearms related, use of guns outside of controlled safe environments, blah, 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 not monetized. Hateful or derogatory content that may be offensive to individuals or groups, but is used for education, news, or in a documentary, can't be monetized.
Dang.
Enabling dishonest behavior. If it's content that's made to educate viewers on how to gain unauthorized access to something, blah, 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 not monetized. Recreational drug use.
How's Vlad getting paid?
Man, listen.
Harmful or dangerous acts, content showing but not focusing on physical harm or distress, including acts done in non-professional controlled environments.
He got about 10 or 11 of those, don't he?
Man, he's
shocking content.
He's hitting the mark.
Fleeting graphic law enforcement without educational content. Violence.
I did not know there was a list this big.
Yep. So this is, I mean, it's...
So it's hard to get paid on YouTube.
It is. Yeah. It is hard to get paid.
Y'all pay attention then, because he just dropped a jewel. I was asleep.
Like, I watched something recently about, of all places, like drill across the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just a Chicago.
Nah.
It's not
New
York.
UK?
No, now they got a UK, a Northern Ireland, and you got these... You look at them, you're like, really? This is where drill has gotten to where in England and Northern Ireland, like, they're doing reply and
Yeah. They can't even carry guns over there.
Yeah.
It's all about switchblades.
Guns and a Pago.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, what part of the game is this? But also I think about if they had YouTube in 1990, do you know what it would be like out here? Can you imagine if NWA and Ice Cube at the height of their beef, they had YouTube channels?
The East Coast West Coast beef would have been way you worse.
Think it would have gotten so disrespectful, you know, to the point where like people would be like, yeah, let's keep that going. Like the clicks would have been nasty. It'd have been something every week. You know,
I mean, gassing it back then was a magazine cover,
but now, think about how long it takes to get a like the famous cover of Biggie and Puffy on the cover of Vibe is saying East versus West.
That's iconic.
Do you know? Okay, they had to shoot that, send it to the printer, and then everybody who had a subscription to Vibe, they had to get it.
That was a month's worth of work.
Yes, sir.
More than that,
you know. And so, because honestly, by the time you saw something in a magazine or read an article, like that wasn't even true anymore.
Yeah,
it took so long.
Already passed. Yeah.
You know, now we get things so quickly.
Yeah.
You know,
immediately.
We get things immediately. If somebody just jumps out the window and says F so and so, like that's what they meant right then, and everybody receives it right then.
The beef song would have came out the same day they recorded it. Like it wouldn't have been no pressing it and selling it and putting it in the stores. Or
we uploading that thing today.
Because even when you think about and this, I know most people picked up on it, but like there's some people who just weren't outside during that time. You know, during the Chronic, you know, Dre still had a little bit of beef with Cube. You know, so when he says, you know, sneak into the temple, you know, put the to the side of his White Sox hat.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, by the time that video was done,
Yeah, they was cool.
they were cool.
Yeah.
You know, but so people don't even realize Dre and Snoop are dissing Cube.
Yeah. Because Q was in the Let Me Ride video.
Yeah, so you know, by the
True.
by the time
about that.
it got to Dre Day, you know, because so Dre, to make sure, you know, subliminally everybody knew it was all good, Dre had on a White Sox hat.
Yeah.
You know, but at the time, like during the time of the recording, he was dissing Ice Cube.
Yeah.
You know, that's how things moved then. Now, shoot, like if I'm dissing you, you know I'm dissing you because you
Immediately.
read it on Twitter, it's on Instagram,
And it's
you
getting
gonna-
reposted,
yes.
retweeted, and blah 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 blah.
We're
It's
gonna get
everywhere.
on and do this podcast about it. I'm gonna diss you there too.
My
Make
life
sure
was never easy.
I'm gonna get on all the platforms and know this is exactly how I feel right
Nah,
here
for real.
and right now.
I finally watched the Slaughterhouse back and forth too.
Did you?
Yeah,
I still
what
didn't
did you
check it
think?
out.
I absolutely agree with Royce and Joe.
You with Royce and Joe on that?
I hear it.
I was with them and I still haven't seen it.
I just
the-
You don't-
I
you
don't
don't
feel
think
I don't
right.
look. This is their business and all that stuff.
Joel didn't have any points.
I don't feel like Joel is grasping the points that Royce and Joe are making about business.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Joe and Royce are like, we never saw the contract. Like we don't have any rush to put anything else Slaughterhouse. We own it. Why are we so quick to go sign a deal
That could be trash.
when we don't need to?
Don't.
And we own all our stuff. And we're going to be working with somebody who doesn't like Joe, this Tony character.
I missed that part. Okay,
You know,
I missed that
It's
part.
like, you know, yeah. So I think it's also a misunderstanding. I think there's some sort of misunderstanding there too, but there's also some weird business going on between Crooked and his peoples. And
Crooked is really he wearing Joe out in terms of being responsible for a lot of it. Like it's 3 or 4 things. I didn't see him talking about Joe.
But him and Royce is back and forth. Royce was like, yeah, me and Crooked were close, but we're not anymore.
Joel,
They're still cool, but it's just like
Joel and Joe traded some pretty big insults, man. They
on
said
the live?
they said a couple things where I was like, whoa.
I mean, yeah, I watched it, and it's not even my place. But what I would say is that from everything that makes sense, and it might just be the perspective that Royce and Joe have.
Yeah.
You know, when Joe said, "I'm bigger than this," he's right.
He said it with bass too.
But
He
he's
said it with bass in
but
his
he's
voice.
right. And the
He's
thing,
not wrong.
and the thing is, so is Joel. So is Crooked. Slaughterhouse could very easily be the same mold of a Run the Jewels. And we know how big Run the Jewels is off of what? Just Mike?
Come on, man.
Just Mike and LP.
You ain't gonna catch a
forget
summer
about Track
without
Star.
without them featuring on a festival.
And it's gonna
Shouts
be,
to Trackstar.
and the crowd gonna be lit and it's gonna be sold out.
But that's what I
facts.
mean. Like they don't have to go mainstream. They can do them. They can drop just bars over dope beats.
And they're
can-
gonna do festivals. They're gonna do big arenas.
Yes.
They don't need radio.
They don't need this deal.
At all.
They don't need this
I never
quote
thought
unquote
about
bag.
the push.
I never
if you
thought
will.
about it like
They
that.
don't. They
long.
don't need to sign a record deal, and that's another thing that they said too. Royce and him were both like, "We've been in this for 20 years plus.
Yeah.
We know better than to sign bad deals. Like you should, like And it's why Joe was like, "Why?
I'm
Why?
not mad at somebody that I'm in a group with and that's one of the homies saying, let's pull back and think about this. I see your point.
But I also feel like Joel, and I'm sure they're good. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, I
I feel
don't
like
think it's
Joel and Crooked are in different tax brackets than Joe.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And probably Royce too. I don't know. Maybe not. But
Royce been getting a little producer.
Royce
paper
might
too,
have a
though.
little shady.
Yeah, he got a better Royce.
It just
some,
it feels
position
like
somewhere.
But
it
remember
feels
Royce
like,
did
and I don't want to count their pockets, but from
premier joints, 2 of them. So
Yeah.
That's true.
but from the outside looking in, it just looks like Crooked and Joel are like needing this, and Royce is just like,
But it
know.
looks better with all 4 of them.
Agreed.
yeah. And that's why Royce is like, well,
Did y'all listen to the
Talk about
single
it.
I was talking about?
Nah.
Did y'all-
I haven't even listened.
Yeah, go listen to that.
and then when Joel said, if you want to support me, go buy it, go support the album.
Joe was like,
I agree with Joe too.
I ain't buying that.
That's not
expletive.
support. That's not support. I hate the reciprocal support. Like
yeah,
we,
if you
could
want to
be-
support Joel, go check out his last couple albums, which
True.
I've talked about more
Nah,
than
for real.
once.
You
or
have.
just support what you
Because
like.
it would
Like,
actually serve them better to be on Joe's show.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If they get on Joe's podcast and actually are able to talk about it.
Hey, Joe,
me
But
tell you something.
unfortunately,
Joe wasn't
that
lying.
bitch
You can
was
say
burned.
whatever you want about Joe.
Yeah.
But his platform, like, you know, because I tell DJs, you know, one of the keys, you want to get up on new music, you don't have to listen to the rest of the show. Listen to sleepers.
Yeah.
Okay. And because, look, that's how I got up on Cleo Soul. Because, like, Joe was through the moon for Cleo. And I was like, oh, how did I miss this?
Yeah.
You know?
Cleo Soul is dope.
So you got to understand, man, like his influence, if he plays something on his sleepers,
Yeah.
you know, there's an immediate spike, especially if it's somebody who's just, you know, there's a lot of people that put out music and are not getting any push at all. But if Joe likes it and it makes it to the sleepers, that's a real look.
And the one other thing, the last thing I'll mention on this, because I know I got sidetracked, but
Yeah.
you
It's all
mentioned it.
good.
But the whole thing about the playlisting and Slaughterhouse's numbers being that high, and then mentioned Joe saying that they're fake plays, they are.
Wow.
We know that exists.
The fact that Joel didn't know that showed me that he doesn't understand the same stuff that Royce and Joe
does.
understands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are fake. Slaughterhouse is not getting 713,000 plays from a playlist.
No.
There's somebody that's going to be in the comments that's going
They
to call
can-
you a hater, sir.
That's fine.
Go look at my credentials. Google me, bro.
That's what I say. Just do
I
that.
think we kind of
We hate every week, okay?
New. I mean, we're kind
This
of
ain't
hip to
even
what's
hate.
real and what's fake.
This ain't even hate.
That Google is strong, though.
I
It
mean,
gets you
facts
right.
are facts.
I'm fans of all these guys.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
All right. So shout out to our partners as always. We appreciate you.
No, you know, let me stop.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful. Be careful. Let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. Shout out to Red August. Actually, he put me on to the this next topic, the Rush Challenge or the Verse Challenge. Is that what it's called? Open Verse Challenge. Sorry. Thank you, sir. So I watched the video for the explanation, and there was a young lady on there that really got in her bag. I think Lone agrees. She really jumped on that instrumental and jumped in there and got busy on this challenge. And what I was not aware of is there's a chance that first of all the record charted once she recorded it, and you know Russ approved it. But there's also a chance that the young lady might see a little change. I know the proceeds will go to the original record, if Red August, if I heard you correctly. But she's gonna get a chance to get a little bread because that record charted. I think that concept is dope. It gives somebody an opportunity that wouldn't have had that, and now
Similar to the Yo Gotti situation.
there you go.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
A lot of crowdsourcing in hip hop right about now.
Yes, I think that's dope, and you get a chance to. Lone said he saw. I only saw hers, but I guess there were more submissions. I didn't see the other ones. I'm sure there were some other good ones out there, but I mean, the young lady that took care of business. So shout out to her, and hopefully she get a little change. Man, I think this idea is dope. What do you think, Lone?
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea.
What you think about the winner?
I don't remember what it sounded like. You know I'm fine. I mean, everybody was making a TikTok video with it, so I don't even remember which one hers is, but I'm sure I heard it.
It was in the pocket on that thing. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, she sounded all right. You know, she fit. The thing is like almost everybody's like rap sounded super similar.
Okay.
You know, they kind of rapped on it kind of the same way.
Handsomer.
What you think about the idea of it charting and the possibility of her getting a little cheese?
I didn't even know you got money if stuff charted, so that's cool. You learn stuff every day. I don't know how.
I ain't saying
Why?
she broke off. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, but where does that come from? Just because if you hit a chart, the Billboard pays you? How does that work? I've never heard of such things.
I don't know. I just was
But,
going off the video.
It goes back to our conversation talking about the whole exposure thing over the money.
Yeah.
Just getting that click.
Because her exposure is going to be way more than any coins
She's
that
got
she gonna
thousands
get
and
from
thousands more followers.
It was
than she had
definitely worth
yesterday.
it for her to sit and record a quick little video rapping to something.
Mhm.
And to see Russ react to it and then share that made it that much better because he was bobbing his head and going crazy.
Yeah, I saw quite a few really good ones. Hers didn't. I kind of remember it. I don't remember it like fully, but hers didn't stand out to me any more than anybody else's. So that the reason why I'm saying that is not to bring her down. It's to say that there were a lot of really good submissions. So, you know, I think it's a cool way to kind of source for talent and to potentially collaborate.
Image is everything.
Yeah, I think that's probably part of it.
It's tough.
But yeah, I mean, so the original song was already out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was on his
records
album.
are- yeah,
Oh, was it?
which is a good album.
I think it
by
would
the
be
way.
cool to do this with if it was an open verse and you haven't put it out yet, then you can actually give people percentages of the stuff they do. You know?
That would be dope. That would be dope.
But other than that, yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Shout out to '𝐀𝐿𝐿. What you think, Jay Moore? Just overall.
You know, I look at it as something. This is going to be a trend in hip hop coming in. 2022 on. You're going to see, like I said, crowdsourcing content from the internet for rappers that have already been signed or have a situation like Russ to where he's not technically signed, but he is a force in this industry, whether you want to believe it or not.
Logic does it too.
Yeah, so I hope it's open not only to MCs but maybe producers coming
Producers
up.
have been doing it.
Yep. I mean, just
50 is known for grabbing a handful of unknown producers.
I mean, this
I love
open
that
verse
about
challenge thing. This has been an open thing for producers already. They've been doing it. So yeah.
So I'm
on TikTok.
I'm excited for anybody who gets a shot and gets, because sometimes, of course, like I've said the thing on this show and more than one time on various shows about people being paid in exposure and attention as opposed to money. But, when you're starting out, that's really how it works.
Right.
You can't pay me in exposure and attention, but but
you're not getting paid in that.
No,
them days are over.
Yeah, them days is way over.
Okay, I was just checking.
As far as like, say, if you can get on with a Yo Gotti or Russ or whoever else is trying to do this, and and your verse can be the one that's considered the winner. The thing is, the people who work at these record companies aren't particularly creative or smart, and a lot of time, look, think about
creative or smart.
I mean, think about what you've seen.
Throw that in there real quick.
Once somebody like 50 Cent pops off, it's like, let's get the next 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Once somebody like Alicia Keys or Beyonce, let's get another Alicia Keys or Beyonce. Like, it's not like somebody's like, it's very rare that somebody's like, who I really liked back in the day? I like Tracy Chapman. Let me see if I can find the next Tracy Chapman. Nobody at a record company is doing that because that's not where the money is.
Maybe I'll do that.
Stop, man.
So, if you
carbon copies.
So what you're going to see now is you're going to see there might be a whole television show based around an open verse challenge, and you can get on a song with whoever. Get on a show with
Making the band.
the baby.
Don't do that.
Or Lil Baby.
Meg Thee Stallion.
Or whoever the baby is popping at that particular time.
Yeah.
It's
little toddler.
Yeah, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm gonna come up with something different, because coming up with something different is hard, and that's not how you get money right here and right now.
Yep.
So
Too much like right.
Yeah. So I like it just because it opens up, it makes it a little bit more democratic. It makes it to where people can get a shot at something. I just want to make sure that, and it's not for me to make sure, but I hope these people understand that even with this, more democratic system of letting people into the game, that there still has to be some paperwork in order. And, it's kind of like when all the people who got signed off of American Idol, those people signed really bum deals.
Kelly Clarkson doing pretty good.
She doing good, but everybody else, like, you had
Ruben Studdard.
Don't do that.
Simon
man. Don't
he
do
got
that.
his piece.
Yeah.
And 19 Entertainment. All these people had to get a piece before you saw any money.
Ruben Studdard's still out here eating.
I hope he is.
Yeah,
but man,
I mean, clearly.
Oh,
Wow.
And that's not fair that I said that.
Are you fat shaming Ruben?
No,
Studdard?
because the thing is, I was out one night, and this is when I had been working out, and I remember, I was young lady, and she's like, who you remind me of? I was like, who? And I'm thinking,
He said, who? He put his voice
exactly.
on.
You heard his voice go down.
Yeah, she was like, Ruben Studdard, and I got all mad. I had been working out and eating good. I was like, man, she gonna
He said,
tell me I
this
look
ain't
like
2004.
Ruben Studdard. But then she
was
was like, I always thought he was so sexy. And I was like, well, I've been trying.
Hey, man.
As far as all this stuff is concerned, I think it's understand value
Yeah.
outside of money.
Mhm.
and get your paperwork right.
Yeah, for real.
Get out of here. So we've narrowed down, I believe, our producer list to around 100 and some change.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of producers.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Lone put
poll.
together a nice video.
He did. Shout out to Lone.
You know,
with
nice packaging.
He worked very,
montage, so to
he worked
speak.
very hard on that. Very hard on that.
It took me all day.
Yeah, shout out to Lone because
He put
did
in
that.
8 hours.
Lone,
Yeah.
I think you said, well, we talked about this before going on about having a poll so everybody can vote to
Yeah.
see.
So I think this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So when we did the MC list, it was really just kind of us.
Yeah.
Right? We just
Yep.
filled it out and did the bracket. But I think we do it the same way, but I think we do open it up for we'll create a poll for so we'll have each one of us will act as an individual person where all of our percentages. So if we'll rank each one of the producers based on whatever category or all the categories 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And based on all the categories, that's their final score. So each one of us here will have one. Mike will have one too. And then, but for the polls as well, we're going to do a poll this year. So we're going to allow anybody who wants to submit as well. We'll combine all the poll together as one grouping to the people that can actually participate in what we're doing. So that'd be kind of cool. But I created a poll, a Google form. It's not done yet because I got a couple more things to add, but it lists all of the producers on there, and it's got a 1 to 10 that we can vote for each one of them. I think we're going to go through there and just kind of rank those based upon if we think the producer should be on the list, and then we'll cut off the tail. So we'll either keep 100 or however many we do, and then we'll cut those ones off. But we do have to finalize our criteria too.
Yeah.
So that's the last thing we really have to do. And yeah,
I think the poll is a great idea. One, because it helps us be interactive and it involves our supporters, which is dope. But it also gives us a chance to, like you said, possibly trim it down a little bit. And I was talking with Lone, and all of us actually were talking prior to coming on about in order to have a good, genuine conversation, there are going to be producers on the list that we may have to do a little homework on to refresh, to kind of go through some music or listen to some albums to be able to, fairly critique them.
right.
And that,
I don't want to give somebody a 5 on something because I don't know their material.
right. And I think that's only fair. So I know there's going to be a handful of producers that I'm going to have to personally go do homework on and get suggestions from you guys of what I need to listen to just to be prepared. So when we actually go in, it's nothing fugazi about it.
You mean you're not up on the Ayatollah? You're not up on them Young Lord beats?
Nah, man, I got to do some research on a couple of these guys, bro. I'm a openly sleep. I will admit it. So
Openly sleep.
openly on a couple of them, I had to.
Lucid dreaming and the now.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna do my due diligence, man.
So I was thinking about, and we also mentioned in the pre-show a little bit, or before pre-show, about this list is going to be about producers that produce hip hop records.
Yes.
So a lot of the producers that I'm personally a fan of, and maybe a lot of us are, that maybe don't work with a lot of hip hop artists, won't be on the list.
And that doesn't mean they're not.
So, for example, Suff Daddy's not going to make it, even though he's got some really dope remixes and really dope instrumentals. He doesn't have a lot of work with artists. Flying Lotus is probably going to struggle because he doesn't have a thorough catalog of this.
Incredible.
𝗀𝗄𝗏 is kind of teetering.
𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐿 is probably going to struggle a little bit because of this as well.
So don't get mad because you don't see Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't even a
This
contender.
is not that. Yeah, this is
So
not
I'm
that.
just saying.
But yeah. So
But they are one of the greatest production duos of all time.
But specifically, like, there's a whole sect of producers out there that are super dope. Mr. Carmax and the Selection guys, and everybody affiliated with them, and Monty Booker.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Monty Booker does work with a lot of people, but
Yeah, he does.
Smino, and but there's that's almost like a different type of list.
Yeah.
For a lot of these guys, the Takus and stuff like that are instrumental based.
It's real vibe. Like the vibes. It's just, I think you said there was someone like it's kind of
even like
music
Smino is
kinda.
a vibey artist. Like Gold Link, he's a
Gold Link. That's like 𝗀𝗏. His main artists he's worked with were Mick Jenkins and Gold Link. You know what I mean? So
and we talking about people that are incredible producers, though. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
really extremely
But they ain't
talented.
taking anything away
Nah,
from
they're gonna.
them.
They would just struggle too much on this list. So some of those, 𝐀𝐁𝐿, I think, will still probably be on the list, but he's probably not gonna do super well.
Yeah.
But like the 𝗏𝗔𝗄𝐻𝐿s, the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏s, those type of guys, they're probably 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐻𝑒𝑠.
We were going through the video. We started to see people pop up, and I actually caught myself getting excited because there were a few people that popped up, and I'm like, man, I know he's gonna have something to say about it towards the end, or this person might might shock someone.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to turn out. I don't know. It's going to be interesting because of the criteria. I will say that.
So let's finalize the criteria. We have a few minutes left. So I have on here, it says drum programming, melodic elements, sampling or original, body of work, longevity / longevity, could be both, I guess. Collaboration, versatility, types of different artistry that they worked with. I think that might benefit artists that work with different types of hip hop producers, but also maybe they dip into R&B as well and stuff like that. Hit making ability / cultural impact, influence, I'm guessing just upon peers mostly. Overall product, the final song quality, like how good are the songs that they produce. Listenability. Maybe we might need to cut that one because
listenability,
that one it's kind of based on maybe trying to bring some of these other guys in. I think we cut that one, and then style versatility.
Do we want to open that up to our community to see if they want to add anything? And we
It's been open for 2 weeks.
That's
so,
right. That's right.
So,
Nobody's added anything?
nothing significant. So,
All right.
Style versatility. I don't know. Is that one that we want?
I think the last two, listenability and style versatility, I wouldn't be mad if those were trimmed. I don't know how y'all feel.
Listenability, I think, should probably be trimmed.
Yeah. Style versatility,
I can kind of see that.
Okay.
As a producer being able to.
That's important.
Kind of do more than one lane, so to speak.
Right.
But it's also
where
kind of
you can't just you hear it and you hear certain elements that point you to that producer, but as soon as you hear it, you can't really. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of similar to the collaboration.
That's what I was thinking.
Depending on the collaborator. I guess.
I think everything else looks pretty good. Like you said, listenability. If you chop that and leave everything else, I don't think anything is doubling up. Lone, I see what you're saying about the collab versus style versatility.
I think there's an argument for them still being
keeping them
though. Yeah.
So maybe we trim listenability and just
keep it at 8.
Keep everything else at 8. Yeah.
I think we can roll with that. What do you think, Jay?
No, I think that's exactly what we should do.
Okay. There it is. So we got the 8. Now we'll just go through we'll get a chance, we'll go through the poll system and
make sure we add CNC Music Factory.
Yes. Add heat.
Is that like making
God.
metal? Like CNC machine?
No, we don't need them.
It's not CNC machine, man. It's CNC
Music Factory. Factory is in the name. What are they cutting?
Music Factory.
Records. They cutting records.
That's right. We forgot to put Freedom Williams on our favorite MCs list.
Yeah, we did.
Freedom Williams, huh?
Yeah. He's amazing.
Trying to get a nut to move your butt.
Well, Red August.
That was on the radio. That was on the radio.
Go ahead and timestamp that so we'll know where to find it.
Nah, that's legit. It was on the
is that
radio.
legit?
Come on now.
It was on the radio in the 90s, man.
Okay. Is that the criteria they going?
Hey, 90s was a road. If you could make it on the radio in the 90s, it was PG.
Yeah,
that's right. Things that make you go,
Yeah.
Which they stole from Arsenio Hall.
Yeah, they stole a lot of stuff.
They try to play.
Just ask Martha Walsh. Yeah, she's stealing.
She had a whole bunch of stuff. Not even just
Black Box, Strike It Up.
Not even from just CNC Music Factory.
She was doing her wrong.
Golly.
She got that money though.
That's the lane.
She did have
the lane that Lizzo needs to be. And I ain't even slighting her. I'm just saying, as somebody that wants to champion something, she should definitely champion the artistic.
It's Raining Man.
No, not that one.
She should champion the not so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say it. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's
go ahead and
She should take that lane though.
Yeah, every time we talk about Lizzo,
She should
people
big
are
up
like,
that.
why you got to be fat shamed? It's like we didn't say nothing about her being.
he ain't
fat.
say nothing about
Come on,
nothing,
man.
Yeah,
homie, I did.
Lizzo got fans. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that last song didn't do nothing, but it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Here you go hating.
do
See?
nothing.
What? No, I'm sorry. I work in the clubs. I know what song's working.
It
which
ain't go
ones
off?
they don't. No,
You sure?
don't nobody want to hear that.
That new Lotto go off though.
Yeah,
Mulatto?
Lotto. Well, she changed her name to just Lotto.
Yeah, I know.
Is it a feature?
I don't feel like that's any better.
It is a feature. 21 Savage, I believe, is on there.
Okay.
yeah. So
Red
Change your
Dog
name
is
from
bouncing.
That's probably
Mulatto
gonna do
to
some
Lotto.
numbers.
it could. You know, there's some other records that you think are working, but they're not. But I'm not going to even mention who it is.
There you go.
Does it begin with
Yeah, oh, man.
I'm not going to say who's not moving the crowds out here. You
Be
know,
careful now. Be careful.
y'all know who it is.
Be careful.
And that was not a slight at Lizzo, man. I mean, she got her thing, but she needs to pick the right lane.
Does the name rhyme with Sticky Mirage?
I mean, she got two. Look,
man. Look.
got
listen,
two
listen.
songs with Lil Baby. Don't nobody want to hear either of them.
Well, Lil Baby is striking out because he got a whole album with NBA Youngboy that I heard ain't that great, but and he was trying to say it was the this generation's Watch the Throne, so to speak.
Oh no, let's just
First
calm
of all,
down.
People need to chill out.
I like Lil Baby, but I have no excitement at all to listen to that album.
Listen, I'm getting tired of people comparing all these young artists to Biggie and Tupac without the credentials. Just because you're popular online does not equate to the same thing that Tupac and Biggie had.
We're in the era.
Let's get that clear.
We're in the era of the predictions. People jump out the window a lot.
Yeah.
Or not predictions, comparisons. I'm sorry.
Look, this is when I had to stop listening to people on the internet. Was when they was talking about Rapper Go to the League might be a classic.
Who
What?
made that album?
2
2
Chainz.
Chainz.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wasn't that the name of the album?
was that
Remember?
his last album?
No, this is like 2 albums, like maybe 2 albums.
2 albums
Or the
ago?
album. Remember, there was a 2 Chainz album. Everybody was like, "Man, this is a classic."
Was that the one we was listening to on the way to
That's it.
Tennessee? We was like,
That's
this
it.
ain't
That's it.
That's it.
Nah,
That's
that
it.
album is trash.
I mean, no, it's not. there were a couple joints on there.
Hey, the Ninth
but
Wonder
that
joint was cold.
No,
A
but there was
couple
hype.
joints don't make an album.
No, but they were making it seem like, 2 Chainz is he's the breakthrough. I was like, I'm sorry, I
that
listened
ain't
to
it.
that record, and that is it.
Y'all
This
sound-
ain't
That
that.
ain't it.
Y'all
His,
sound like-
his newest album sound better than that
I
album.
mean, the song "Rose Gold Stripper Pole," I like that.
Hey, let's get it.
Y'all sound like.
And I applaud 2 Chainz for being able to come out of that disturbing the peace
Yeah.
little ordeal, and he's still out here doing it.
When he had a different name,
Yeah.
did we not?
Hey, he
say?
can rap. He can rap on
DTP.
Player Circle. He can rap.
But that was a different group.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was different.
And
But
that's,
I'm just
that
saying.
wasn't under the DTP umbrella, I don't think either.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Field Mob too. I used to like Field Mob. All right, man. Let's
You know, it's a rap group that this is a real thing. There's a rap group called Jim Crow. Look it up.
I remember
yeah.
that.
You heard them long?
Yeah, they're dope.
And on that note, newoldheads.com for all the education you need this year as always. Shout out to the chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to the supporters as well. We'll see y'all in the comments. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
In a minute.
Yeah.